All right, what is going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Thank you so much for being here. We got a really cool one that launched, Conan, the Red Nails expansion. I'm so excited. So, what we're going to be doing in this video, I'm just going to be going through it. It's kind of like a deep dive. If you guys have any questions you want to ask about the game, I have most of the content for it. I have a few playthroughs up on the channel. I have 6 at this point. All of the 6 playthroughs are with the solo mode. So if you're curious about that, go ahead and check out some of those videos. I'm currently playing through a campaign. What is it called? What's the campaign called? I could probably check it out, but I'm playing through a campaign currently. And like I said, I have most of the content for it. I don't have everything, but some of the smaller boxes I don't have. So we'll be going through the lore, talking about some of the content, because they are, in this campaign, they are going to put out a survey asking about, who wants to see what expansions reprinted. So there is going to be a chance, from whatever you see here, there is going to be a chance for more content. That's what they did the last campaign. So there's a high chance that more stuff is going to be coming in the Pledge Manager. So we can kind of briefly talk about all that stuff. But yeah, and then if you don't know, I rated this as my 7th favorite game. I recently did a top 50 games of all time for myself, and this came in at number 7. Really love this one. We can kind of do a brief overview of how the game works, what the solo mode is doing, and then, like I said, we'll just kind of dive in, check out all the new content for this. But I'm really excited about this. It looks good. It looks really good. So we got Matt in the house. Hello, hey Andrew. Hello everyone. What's up, Matt? How's it going, dude? And we got Tim in the house. Good luck with stream, sir. Thank you so much, Tim. I appreciate that. And before we get this kicked off, I will say, guys, if you like the video, if you like the content, please give the video a like. Seriously helps out the channel and the video. If you're not subscribed, I do a lot of playthroughs, and I'm going to be doing more content like this, so think about subscribing. And then on Friday, I'm going to be having a playthrough of Assault on Doomrock, the Ultimate Edition. So go over there. The link is now live, so you can go over there, click the notify if you want to see that. So, without further ado, let's just dive right into it. Let me minimize this here. You can take a look at the campaign. So I did already back this. I love this game. It's doing pretty well. 366,000 about. Very nice. 12 days ago, so kind of a shorter campaign. And they added a few new things. So, just taking a look at it, I guess we can briefly talk about Conan and what the solo mode is doing. So Conan, if you don't know, it's a 1 versus many. The many are going to be controlling the heroes, and then the 1 is going to be an overlord faction. And there's this unique gem activation system in here. So on your turn, you're going to have a certain amount of gems, and you can spend those gems to perform different actions. Move more, do attacks, try to open up chests, defense, stuff like that. And you're going to spend these gems, and the more gems you spend, that might have, might be a bigger action. So if you spend more gems, it's going to allow you to roll more dice on a single attack, allowing you to get past an enemy's shields and, have a higher chance of killing them. So it's a really cool balance. And then, so once you spend your gems, you don't want to spend all of your gems, because you're going to need some of those gems for defense. But not only that, when it's after all the players' turns, it's the enemy's turns. When it comes back to you, you're only going to recover a certain amount of gems, depending on if you're going active or if you're resting. Resting, you're going to get a few more gems back. Active, you only get a few. So you can't just go spending all the gems all at once. It might pay off to have a bigger turn and spend more gems, but there's that downside of you're going to be undefended and you're not going to have as big of a turn the next turn. Really cool system. I really love that. And similarly with the Overlord, they're going to be controlling all of they have more units to control, whether there's wolves, mummies, stuff like that, skeletons. So there's a lot more of these figures, and they're going to activate theirs through a tile-based system, which is called the River. So they're going to have this tray, and they're going to have a certain amount of tiles. Each tile, depending on where it is going to have a certain cost to activate. So once you activate, let's say that tile is in the number 2 spot. It goes from like maybe 1 to 6. they're going to pay that cost of maybe 2 gems to activate all of the skeletons or whatever the tile is, and they're going to move in and do attacks. Once that activates, it's going to go to the end of the river, or at the end of the tiles, making it more expensive to activate the next time. You can if you have the gems, but most likely you're not going to. So it's this really clever system. I really like what it's doing. And then the Overlord is going to get back a certain amount of gems as well. But that is essentially how the game works, and it's going to go back and forth till whoever is, whoever wins. Diamonds are a girl's best friend. There you go, Tim. Yeah. Okay. So the solo mode, most of the content didn't have solo. They started to implement this a little bit more, and I think they really caught on to a lot of people really like to play this game solo. It's hard sometimes to get a one versus many game going. So the solo mode that they used for this is very simple. It flows very quickly. And so you're still going to have that tile-based system for the Overlord or the enemies, but instead there's just these random flip-down tokens. And once you flip those over, it's going to correspond to a tile. You're going to exhaust that, so to speak, and that's going to activate all the enemies. Then they're going to activate a certain amount of tokens depending on the number of players. And that's essentially it. Otherwise, it works pretty much exactly the same. I think it works really well. I really love the system. I think it's fantastic. Frodo, what's up, man? Good evening, all. How's it going, man? Okay, so that being said, let's just dive into the Red Nails campaign. Let's take a look at what this is bringing. So it's just going to talk about Conan for a second. It says it's the 4th campaign, which is kind of crazy. So the pledge levels, this is going to introduce the Red Nails expansion. So this is going to add a dual layer board. Let's just take a look at, let's take a look at the pledge levels. We'll do that. So this is going to be just for the Red Nails, 69, what is that, euros? 69, all applicable stretch goals, new recruit. So this is the King's Pledge. Now this is a fantastic price. If you guys don't know, and again, we'll get into the lore of the amount of Conan content, but this is a fantastic price. This is the Kickstarter core box and the stretch goals. So these 2 boxes right here is the King's Pledge, but that is a great price. Most of this stuff is Kickstarter exclusive. After this campaign, you're not going to really be able to find this stuff. You will be able to find it on secondhand market, but they're going to charge you an arm and a leg. I think there was one listing I saw for Conan for all in of existing stuff, and it was like, I swear, it's probably almost $5,000. That's insane. Never pay that much, but still, the amount that you're going to see out on eBay is going to be a lot higher than this. So just keep that in mind. We have the Veteran Pledge. For $139. Now, this is all of the new stuff in this campaign, which I think is awesome. This is what I'm currently pledged for. Freddy, fun fact, Conan's original name was supposed to be Freddy the Barbarian, but I'm humble and didn't want all that attention. Well, that's nice of you, Freddy. So they settled on Conan. That's what's up, Freddy. What's up, dude? Okay, and then they just recently added this, the Masters of the Hyborians. So this is for $238. So this is all of the new stuff in this campaign as far as these 4 boxes that you see here. And then also the King's Pledge, and then they threw in an extra dice pack. Watch out for the orange dice. They are brutal. They are, I think Steven said it best, they are demon dice. They're better than the yellows, so they claim to be, but I swear they are a lot worse. Okay, and then there's a few stretch goals. Now, the stretch goals that I see already, they're pretty cool. So what they're doing now, again, we'll talk about it, but in the original core box, there was no solo, or it says co-op. So what they're doing now is they're actually adding some of those scenarios from the core box to be playable as a solo or co-op experience. These are going to be digital, but I love to see this. This is so cool. I think that's fantastic. And then we got Flaming Skeletons is the next one, and then versus mode maps in Red Nails. This is another digital scenarios that you can use. So really cool. I don't mind the digital stuff at all. Would it be cool to have the paper? Yeah, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. Plus, I mean, if you already have some of the like a lot of the existing Conan stuff, you know how much space it takes up. So yeah, I'm okay with having the digital stuff. Happy Tuesday, everyone. As per usual, Andrew, thank you for spending your evening with us. No problem, Freddie. Thank you for spending yours with me as well. I do truly appreciate it. All right, so and then it gets into the individual optional buys. So taking a look at the red nails by itself, 69. So there's 28 minis, one double-sided board, which I love. I love to see. A lot of the Conan stuff has dual-sided boards. I think Monolith has some of the best looking boards out there. Just the look of it, the artwork, you know, it looks like you're actually like the terrain is there. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous, and I love to see the double-sided boards. I think that's it. It's fantastic. Steve, how goes it, everyone? Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Angela. You got it, Steve. Thanks for being here, man. All right, so we got the double-sided board. We have 5 new hero sheets, which is cool. Adding 5 new characters that you can play as. 27 new cards. These are going to be items, spells, and then we got 10 scenarios. And it says 6 are solo co-op and 4 adventure. So that's cool to see. Like I mentioned, I think they're really leaning into the solo and co-op stuff. I think they know that a lot of people really like the solo stuff. Again, it's a little hard to get the one versus many all the time. So I really like that they're doing this. So very cool. I love the box cover. I think it's awesome. These minis look fantastic. This dragon thing looks sick. Really like the look of this stuff. And I did also really like the boards. I love this, like, you know, almost like a throne with these side rooms here. I think that looks pretty cool. And then the alternate side is this right here. I think that's cool. Looks like you got a little river running through here. The trees look cool. I do like this. It's kind of like, it might be a separate level from here to down here. This looks like it might be a little ledge, which I think is neat. I do like to see a little bit more terrain elevation in these games. I think that's cool. But nice to see the 10 scenarios and the 6 solo. You know, this is how I play the game most of the time. So that's awesome to see. But then it also says this expansion also introduces a scenario that randomizes the enemy encounters, so you never know what lies behind a closed door. So the way that you usually play this game is they have certain scenarios. It's going to dictate what enemies you're going to be facing as. And so this is cool to see that now this scenario is going to be randomized. I really like to see that. It's going to mix it up enough. Let's hook our boy Andrew up with a like on this video. Thank you so much, Freddie. The board art gives me what is that, Frodo? But yeah, the board art is really good. They're large boards. The artwork is really well done. I have a lot of Conan already. I think my wallet is going to vomit up some cash for this. Yeah, how much do you have, Matt? Were you like one of the backers from the original campaign? I have most of the stuff, but like I said, there's a few smaller boxes I don't have. All right, and then it's just talking about the king pledge here. This is a fantastic value. There is a lot of stuff in this box, or these 2 boxes. They are very large boxes. They will fit on a shelf, thankfully. But there are so many heroes, so many different types of enemies, multiple different dual layer maps. You can see here all these minis. It is crazy the amount of content. If you just got this alone, now you won't have solo, and we'll talk about what you need for solo. But if you just got this box, it is crazy the amount of stuff that you have in here. Oh, okay. Gotcha, Frodo. Okay. Did he also make a solo mode for the original scenarios like they did with Barman? I think you mean to say, Sebastian. It's a little inside thing. For the original scenarios, I don't. Well, I think this said this first stretch goal here was they are doing core box scenarios playable in solo. So already that's going to be in PDF form, and I would imagine that would be, right after the campaign. I'd imagine they already have this done. So So I would imagine sometime after this campaign, I don't know exactly when, but you can then play those core missions. Retail, okay, okay. What's up, Greg? How's it going, man? All right, so this is just going over the core and the stretch goals boxes. I'm not going to dive into this too much. I think the value is definitely there. Now, one thing you should know, and again, I'll pull up the graph. I made a graph. I made a chart talking about all the content. I made it. It's crazy. It is crazy. So just know this stretch goals box, if you just buy this, there are two separate core boxes. There's the retail core box, which was the Barbarian Pledge, it was called. That is different. So the game you can buy currently at retail is different than the box that comes in the King's Pledge. There's different amounts of minis, different minis inside. So this stretch goals box, even if you got this, this isn't including the core box for the King's Pledge. Again, I'll talk about all that in a second. But still, even if you got this, it's not that big of a difference. It's really not that big of a difference. But there are a few additional minis, like I mentioned, that aren't in the retail core box. But you know, if you're looking to save a little bit of money and still get a ton of content, this is the way to go. Yeah, there's a lot of heroes. There's a ton of heroes. Okay. So, the versus mode, I looked into this a little bit too. This actually looks really cool. I think it's a cool price, but you're going to get another board. What is it called? The Book of Skelos. So you're going to get another one of these tablet things that where the tiles go, like the Overlord player uses. I can go pull up a picture. I guess it'll show it right here. So you're going to get another one of these. You're going to get additional tokens. So basically, it's going to almost resemble two Overlord players fighting, like a skirmish mode. Now, what's really cool about that is it's going to change up the game. It's going to really feel like armies. Two armies are battling. And I think that's really cool. There are some rule changes. There is now an exertion limit where the Overlord didn't have that before. And like now you have to roll dice for armor instead of getting a set amount of armor. But I think it looks really cool. You're going to get an additional double-sided map, which is awesome to see. I love the artwork from what I'm seeing here. But this looks really neat. So then they're going to have a few. Let's see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so here is the versus mode. You can download this currently. I got this right from the campaign page, but it's just talking about the exertion limits. The characters are going to be labeled things like heroes, like what else did they call them? Heroes. There I was talking about the armor I was mentioning. So usually when you're fighting the Overlord, they have a set armor value that you'll need to surpass in order to take them out. But in this, you're actually going to be rolling for armor. So it kind of feels like a blend, a little bit of using some of the hero side into the Overlord side. But what did it say here? Yeah, so you can recruit units, so you go back and forth recruiting different units, which I love to see. But you can see some of the layouts of the scenarios. First off, that picture is... I'm going to use that picture for something that's badass. But you can see some of the layouts of the different players' position. I think like one player's called like General and the other person's like called Warlord or something like that. But you can see how it's going to resemble like armies battling. I think that is so cool. Yeah, here we go. Champion, minion, leader. So that's really cool to see. And this is gonna work exactly the same way as the Overlord. Once you activate, it's gonna go to the end, making the cost more expensive. So you can see if we activated the minions, which cost 2 right now. After we activate it, it's going to go to the back. The rest of the tiles are going to slide over. And now that minion is going to cost 7, where now the leader is going to cost 2 to activate. I just think it's a really neat system, and I think I think this is going to be really cool. I would love to play this at some point, this versus mode. But even if you didn't, you're still getting more minis. You're still getting more enemies to face. And you're getting another double-sided board, which is cool. Let's see. Doug's in the house. Hello, brother. Conan. Oh, yeah. That's right, Doug. Rufus. What's up, dude? Andrew, does this replace my current Conan collection? This is a lot of product that seems to trump the current Wait till you see the graph, Matt. I'll pull it up. I think it'll blow your mind. Okay. What do I need to get now that I have the base game and the tile sets and the book of Skellos for solo play? Thanks. Okay. We'll talk about that. Some of it seems like an exact remake of what I have. Okay. All right. All right. So this is the verses. I just wanted to show this for a little bit. I think this looks really cool. So let's get rid of this. Let's put this down. And we'll take this off. Okay. So that's the versus mode. You can check that out. Again, I love the boards. And then we have the Worms of the Earth. So this looks like it's a solo driven thing. So there's going to be 3 solo co-op scenarios included in this box. This looks like it's going to be a small box. Just 10 minis, 4 hero sheets. You can see some of the heroes and then the 10 minis. Oh no, these are the 10 minis and then the 4 hero sheets right here. So this is a small box expansion, but having 3 extra solo scenarios, that's really cool. That's really cool for 19. And then finally we have the Frazetta box. So what they did in the original campaign was they had different artists draw up some, some Conan or other characters. So it looks like they're kind of bringing that back just with this one guy. I don't know who this is or her, but Frazetta box. So this is just kind of art that they drew that they turned into minis. So this is just going to be 2 hero sheets, 2 minis, and you can use these wherever. But this is going to be a real small box here. We have a Conan fan Discord now. We moved past Plum Island. That's right. That's right, Rufus. That's right, man. I decided to sign up for the Core Pledge and the Red Nails expansion. Okay, all right. Well, the Red Nails is going to get you solo stuff. And then plus, like we showed, the first stretch goals was actually bringing the core box that are going to make some of those scenarios solo co-op. Speaking of Worms of the Earth, where it's Curse. He's... yeah, man. And I do apologize. It sounds like I'm already going. My voice is getting hoarse. I'm still working out this sickness. Brian says, I have retail. Would getting stretch box be worth it? I mean, that really depends on you. Have you played it like a lot? Do you like the game? There is a lot of content in the stretch goals box. There is a lot of stuff in there. And from what it looks like now, they're going to be adding solo, what we saw from the first stretch goals, which is cool from this campaign. But that's kind of up to you. Do you like the system? Have you? I mean, I don't think you've played solo, and we'll talk about what you need for solo, what I've been doing, and stuff like that. Andrew, I think I'll listen to you on Herman Game. Wait, I think I'll listen to you on Herman Game? What do you mean? I like Herman. What do you mean, Rufus? How big is the box? They're big boxes. They're really big boxes. So they do fit they just fit on, and I am imagining that this Red Nails box is going to be the same size. I don't know, but it looks like it. I'm imagining this is going to be the same size as either... What do we got? 27 cards, 10 scenarios. That could be the size of one of the 3 big box expansions, which is a little bit smaller. Let's see. So I'll show you the size. I don't know if the overhead is currently working. Let's see. So I can kind of show you. Let's see. All right. So this is the size. It's not a huge size. The Red Nails might be this size. It might be this size. The alternative is the core is this size. It's a little wider and it's a little taller. It's a large box. But these are so you can see that's kind of about the difference right there. If you have the calyx, this is going to stick out on some side from the calyx being this long. But this is a pretty big box. This is a pretty big box. I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be this size. Something's telling me it's going to be about this size, the Red Nails. That's what I would guess. Let's see. I have all 3 big boxes. Okay. Oh, nice, Matt. Nice, Matt. Okay. Is it? It is different stuff. Yes, it is, Brian. Yes, it's a lot of different stuff. You're gonna get another double-sided board. Um, you might even get 2. I forgot exactly if you get 2 double-sided boards in the stretch goals box. I guess we could check it out right now. I actually did forget. Where is it? Where is it? It's got to be here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, so it is only 1 double-sided board, 6 additional dice, which is always cool to see. You know, you didn't have that many dice that came in the core. Another 112 minis, another 17 characters, crazy stuff. 4 scenarios, 33 cards, so you're getting more items, you're getting more spells. I expected it to be bigger. Well, there's so much content. I'm gonna pull it up in a second, and you guys can see how crazy it is. Hey Andrew, I was just able to log on, just checking to see if you're able to answer what you recommended for individuals that are more looking for the solo co-op mode. Yep. So we're gonna really dive into that. What's up, dude? By the way, I don't think I have the one on the right. This is this Kitai. There was the Kitai, Stygian, and the Nordheim. Those were the 3 big box from the originals. I'm about to pull it up. You guys can see in a second. And then we'll talk about it. And then it just has an extra add-on of the dice. Now, again, just keep in mind, guys. Now, I read somewhere, I think it was in the comments, that I think on Thursday they're going to put out a poll to see who wants what reprinted. This is what they did with the last campaign, the Conan the Conqueror. So they ended up bringing a lot of the 3 big box expansions, which, again, all of this stuff is pretty exclusive. So if you don't get it now, you're going to be paying higher price. Some of the stuff you can find on Monolith's website. Currently, from what I just saw today, you can still get the Conan the Conqueror box on there. Conan the Conqueror box does have some solo scenarios included. Fantastic minis on there as well. Okay. That's what she said. Okay. Steven says I'm getting it all. What's up, Steven? Okay. So, let's just pull up the graph. Let's pull up the graph. Shipping. I think shipping is reasonable for today. Okay, and it's just going over some stuff. Just looks absolutely sick. I mean, his mouth looks a little silly there, but I'm gonna be so excited to play as this one. Very cool stuff. So let's switch over. We'll come back to the campaign eventually, and we'll take a look at it. But let's switch over to the and I'll talk about out of the 3 big box. I'll talk about that. So let's first take a look at this graph. Okay, so there's so much stuff here. Now this is including the red nails, and I didn't even put everything. There's additional magazine stuff that you can buy directly from Monolith that include more scenarios. I didn't put like the dice pack. I didn't put. I think there was something else I didn't put. I might have even been missing something else. But let's make me smaller here. Okay. All right. So this is the lore. This is the background. So 2015, the original Conan campaign launched. So they have the King's Pledge here, which is what you can purchase now, currently in this campaign. Fantastic price that they're offering for it right now. The Barbarian Pledge. This is the one that you can currently purchase at retail. So if you purchase any Conan game at retail, it is going to be this Barbarian box. It is not going to be the same box as was in the. Sorry, I'm using my cursor on OBS instead of here. So this Barbarian box, that is. Can you see my cursor? Oh, you can't. What if I do this? Now you can. Okay. So this box right here is what you will currently purchase at retail in any stores. It is not the same as this box right here. They are different boxes. There is a number on the back of your box, or some sort of indicator that tells you what it is. I had this box for the longest time and then I bought this, and then I figured out that these boxes were different, and I was pissed. So I made it my mission to find out everything about Conan. Next, they had the Nordheim, Stygian, and Kitai. These are the 3 big box expansions. You currently can't get these. I think you can still get either Stygian or Kitai on their website, I believe. The rest are sold out. Do not pay the prices that you see on eBay for these things. And like I said, they are going to do a poll, so they're going to ask what you want to see reprinted. In my opinion, the Kitai is the better one. I think this is from the lands, like out of the Robert E. Howard stories, the Conan stories. This was from the lands in the East. But it's really cool. This one has a large tower. So there's different levels. I really like the way that they laid out the board. And then the alternate side is this really nice, like, I guess this is Kitai right here. Yeah, I can even show it here. But the board is this really nice. You can see there's these boats and everything like that. But the layout of this is really cool. Let me put this on. So you can see this board right here. But just really nice layout. And then, like I said, on the alternate side, it has these levels. So this is the same tower. This is like level 1 here. And you're running into the tower right here, and you can see it says level 1, and then you got level 2, so it shows you a little picture. So you're going up the stairs, you're going all the way up to the tower, and then it's got a separate part for level 4, and then there's even an underground spot for it as well. But as far as the maps go, I really like this. The Kitai's the best. The Nordheim, as cool as it is, and again, I love the Viking stuff, but the maps look kind of boring. I'm not the biggest fan of the maps. I think it's hard to dictate what things are what. It does have this like King of the Hill looking map, like one of the sides. I think it's really cool, but if you like the game, you want to pick up one of the boxes. If you play it a lot, it might be worth to check out one. I would imagine at some point they're going to come back with more content for this, like another campaign. So maybe you can pick up stuff later on. Leftover stuff is probably going to go to their website, so you could probably get something that you missed. It's just a ton of content. It's a ton of stuff. And then over here, you can see these are all small box expansions that came in the original. So all of these are basically like one mini campaigns with just tiles. So you got the tiger, demon, witch hunters, dragon, wolves, all this stuff here. And then and then they even had 3D scenery that you could get, doors, and then there was this Devil in Iron book, which is additional scenarios that you could get. No solo yet. All of this stuff is no solo so far. And then they had the guest artist boxes, which is kind of like what the Fazetta is right here. So they had the Javier, yeah, Brahm, and then Palio Parente. I just pulled out the big boxes. I have the main box, Kitai, and Stygia, and the Kushite witch hunters, however you say it. That's all I can find at the moment. Okay, well, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff. Okay, and then 2017, they launched another campaign called, and this was for the Book of Set. This was additional scenarios that you could get. And then also when they launched the Mythic Battles Pantheon game, they had a crossover Corinthia. So they had some Conan stuff in this box. And then the latest Mythic Battles Ragnarok, they launched this Gods of the North. This was another crossover stuff for Conan as well. After that, they have Conan the Conqueror 2020. And this is when they started to do... They did have some solo stuff down here, which we'll talk about in a second, but they added some solo stuff here. So the the Conqueror box and the Tomb of Skelos, this had the solo rules that you could get. This Tomb of Skelos has solo rules and scenarios. It came with this Conqueror box. Then they had the Tales of the Red Brotherhood, Shadow Kingdom, Hidden Chambers, and they had the deluxe dashboards. And then so in this one, the Red Nails has solo. They have the Versus box, Worms of the Earth, which again is more solo scenarios, and the Fazetta guest artist box. Now, 5 out of the 6 playthroughs that I have, one is with the Conquer box, and the other is using this Monolith sourcebook and these 2 tile sets. So what they did was they worked with a company called Modifius, and so they made this book right here. And this book, there's RPG elements. If you want to play a Conan RPG with friends, that is going to be in here. But this also first introduced the Conan solo rules in this box here. Well, the problem was you needed to buy this book separately, and then you also needed to buy 2 different sets of tiles, also by Modifius, which I don't think you can really find these anymore. These were each like $20, $25 a piece as well. But the current campaign that the Book of Skelos, I think, it's something like that, what the campaign is called. This is what I'm currently playing through on the channel. So any kind of solo campaign that you see on the channel, this is what I'm currently playing through. And like I said, I do have one from the Conquer and Tomb of Skelos. So to play solo, and these rules, just to emphasize, the rules that came in the Conquer are the same rules as the source book. They're only slightly tweaked. There's really no difference. They just said tokens that you flip over in order to help you remember, place them in certain positions. It's basically that sort of change. So if you have this, it's basically the same rules. So in order to play Conan solo, you're going to need, and the Red Nails needs the core box. I don't know if it needs, we'll flip back over to the campaign, but I don't know if it needs the core and the King's, like the stretch goals box. I don't know, or if you could just use the retail box even. But in order to play solo, you're going to need either the Conquer with the Tomb of Skelos, Monolith, the source book. If you do this, you're going to also need these. The Red Nails has solo, and Worms of the Earth has solo. So that is the solo. That is where the solo stuff. But like I said, it looks like they're really bringing back, or not bringing back, but they're starting to make more solo scenarios. Like we see here, the first stretch goal is core box scenarios can now be played solo. So it looks like they're converting a lot of that stuff, which makes sense. They already have all these awesome scenarios. Why not convert them to solo? I want to check this out. I also have Fields of Glory and Thrillings, Encounters, Geomorphic Tiles, and Forbidden Places. Yeah, Forbidden Places, that's one. Not the Fields of Glory. It's the Forbidden Places and Pits of Horror, and there was, what was the other one called? Perilous Ruins and like Forgotten Cities or Lost Cities or something like that. Those were the 2 tile sets. So you have one of the tile sets. But here's the thing, guys. So with Batman or Barman, Gotham City Chronicles, again, Barman's an inside joke. I just took the rules straight from here and used it into that campaign. It's that easy. So my point being, if you even have the rules, solo rules, there's no reason why you can't get a little creative, change one of the scenarios around to make it fit the solo, fit the solo rule set. Now, in addition to all of that stuff, Conan has a fantastic community. There's a lot of people that have made fan-made solo scenarios or other solo scenarios in general. You can find those sites if you go on the BGG. I think it lists some, right? Or the Discord. You can find out where they are. I forget what it something Chroniclers. They made a lot of scenarios. There's a guy from the Discord. I'm forgetting his name. Is it Ken? But him and some other people have made a lot of scenarios, and they're great. They're great. Let's see. Can't wait to go big in this game. Yeah, man. Yeah, you can certainly go big in this game for sure. For sure. So yeah, that is essentially what you need for to play solo. And again, I don't know all the stretch goals that are going to be coming, but it looks like they're changing. Using some of the scenarios to fit in different places, whether that's adventure mode, which is the one versus many, or the solo mode, which is really cool to see. I'll post a picture in the Discord. Okay, man. All right. So that is essentially the background on the Conan stuff. I think the new stuff looks great. I'm curious to see what the new stretch goals are going to be. Um, I don't know if they're going to have too much. I don't know how well this campaign is going to do. Um, let's see. Trey, thanks for the video. Great job breaking all this down. Night, you got it, Trey. Thanks so much for being here, man. Let's see. Can. What's up, Ryan? Yeah, so again, I don't know how well this campaign is going to do. So I don't know how much more, stretch goals we're going to see. Again, a lot of these campaigns, they start out strong, but then they start whittling off at the last few days. It's only 12 days. But there's a lot of stuff out there. You certainly do not need it all. It is so much stuff. Am I good with retail, or do I need the King box? Okay, so you said you really like it. So let's see. Let's break this down. So let's look at the red nails, and let's see what the red nail says. So, Brian, are you also considering going in on, if you didn't get the King box, would you still go in for like the red nails? So it says here, requires core box and stretch goals to be played. So I don't have the list of the regular core box. Yeah, you might as well just get the the King Pledge, man. I mean, for 99, what's versus? I think it was 60. It's 59. Yeah, you're getting red nails. Okay. It sounds like you might want to get the King. It sounds like you might want to get the King. Again, a lot of this stuff, when it says exclusive, they're not joking. A lot of these other campaigns are Kickstarter exclusive, but then it seems like they're still easily, found, everywhere else. Whether they're coming to like Miniature Market or Game Nerds or something, or a reasonable price on eBay. These are really, the prices are jacked up on eBay to an outrageous amount sometimes. So if you do want to get it, and again, I know back during the Conan the Conqueror campaign, they still didn't have their store up. And I haven't really looked into that, if they're like getting constant stock into stuff. So I just mean to say, after this campaign, they might have a few of them in stock on their site, but I don't know how long that's going to last. I don't know. My problem with this game has always been the lack of campaign style playing. I hope that has been fixed in this edition. So they do have, there was another campaign in the, I believe it was the Conqueror box, which I'm going to be playing after I'm finished this campaign. And then you do also, Matt, you do have the solo campaign with the Monolith source book, which we talked about. King it is, I'll sell my retail. Yeah, there you go. You should be able to still sell it for a little something. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but as far as a longer campaign, I mean, I guess they do have, you can play some of those you can play those campaigns co-op. You can do that. Compared to all the other miniature heavy campaign or games out there today, this is the greatest value in the last 3 years of gaming. Get the King Pledge and red nails, and you will have enough content by far. Yeah, I mean, that's a good call. That's a good call. There is so much stuff in the stretch goals box and the King Pledge in general. Like, look at all this stuff. You're probably never going to use all these heroes. It's a crazy amount. Or the boards. Like you'd see there, 3 double-sided boards. That's 6 maps. That's a lot of stuff. And then the red nails. And then plus what you'll have is from this the stretch goals box, now you'll be able to play those core box scenarios with solo or co-op. So there you go. There you go. Yeah, but I think it looks really good, and I am happy that they have it at this price. I think it's very reasonable. And again, on Thursday they are going to put out that poll. At least I think it's Thursday. That's what I read. That they're going to ask, what do you want to see returned? They're going to have all the options on there. I would imagine whether you see the 3 big box expansions come back, so on and so forth. So you're telling us this is a good financial investment. The danger of these games that talk me into them, that I can always sell it and make my money. Yeah, this you will definitely be able to make your money back for sure, especially at that price. Try to pick up Conquer with two Muskellos. That should that be plenty of content. So the Conqueror box is as big as the core box and the stretch goals box. There are three very large boxes full of minis, full of content. A lot, a lot. It's live now, Matt. It's live now. Yeah. It's a lot of stuff for the price. A lot of stuff. Yeah, Red Winter. That is so much stuff, dude. That is so much stuff. There's so many heroes, so many minis, so many maps. It's crazy amount. And with the two Muskellos, again, there are solo rules in there. There are solo scenarios. Now there's going to be solo scenarios for the core box for all of that stuff there. And Red Nails is going to add more solo stuff. Better than a brisket. Yeah. And then again, they might add a lot more stuff in the PM. That's kind of what they did with the Conquer campaign. At first, they had limited stock on the three big box. They did a vote, and then sure enough, that they had the three big box fully available. Anybody could pick them up, and thankfully so, because again, you couldn't even find the three big box on eBay, and when you could, it was an outrageous amount. Again, though, you can find some of this stuff on their site currently. I think you can actually still buy the Conqueror box in English on Monolith's website. Go ahead and take a look if you want to, so you could have that prior. And again, that does come with solo scenarios and the solo rules. But, if you don't have the stretch goals box, I don't know. I mean, that's another weird thing with this, with having so much content. It's like, what, with this, you needed some stuff from the King's Pledge, but then you needed these tile sets. Then you needed something else from the King's Pledge, whether it's minis or the map. It was just, it feels like it was all over the place. And I don't know, I forgot what exactly about the two Muskellos. I don't know if you need some stuff from the King's Pledge or if you could just use this Conqueror box. And then we just saw with the Red Nails, you will need some of the stuff from this box. It's going to use some stuff from this box. It's just one of the natures of having so much content out there. It's crazy. It's on Kickstarter. Kickstarter, Matt. Kickstarter. Yeah. So that's the content. That is the content. But the maps are gorgeous, and then you get this cool guy right here. I think is this Thog? Yeah, this dude's a beast with all the tentacles and stuff like that. You get some different types of Conans, like Conan the Conqueror. No, that was in the Conqueror box. Like you get like Conan the Warlord, so there's like different versions of Conan that you'll get in the stretch goals box. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. A lot of cool stuff. And this versus mode, this looks really interesting. I hope that I can play this one day. But at the very least, I just want like additional maps. Yeah, everything seems like it needed King box. Yeah. And that's one of the annoying things too. It's like there's different versions of the core box. There's the King box that came in there, and then there's the retail box. Conan for days. Yeah, it's a lot of Conan. It's a lot of Conan. But I love the game, man. I love how simple the solo is. It moves along. It's not really complicated to, check out some of the videos that I did again, but it's not really complicated controlling the Overlord. So it allows you to spend a lot of time on your turn doing cool stuff, debating on what you want to do, where you want to run to, how many gems you want to allocate to certain actions, picking up chests. I just love just throwing the spears across the board, hopefully hitting somebody in their chest, then taking them out, and then running over here doing a circular strike with Conan. It's cool, man. It's really cool. It was between this and Herman for me, but they're not doing the all-in for US on GameFound, but they do have stretch pay. That's right. I remember you saying that, Steven. Yeah, King box is sold out, but I think they have the Conqueror box. So the Conqueror box is another very large box. Um, I think they have that in English available still, and then they have some of the smaller box expansions. I think they have like Demon of the Earth, which is just again like a single mini. I don't know if they have some of the other books as well. You won't find the Monolith source book that I'm using for my current solo campaign. That is through Modiphius. Same with the tile sets. I don't know how easily available that is to get, but there's a few things available on their site. So if you're curious about that stuff, go ahead and check that stuff out. And again, I do think they have at least one of the 3 large box expansions, which are Kitai, Stygian, and Nordheim. I think one of them. Only one double-sided map. No, all of them are. Oh, you mean only one double-sided map in the original? Yeah, but I mean, look, I tell you what, like some of these games that are like come out, they don't have any double-sided map. So it's, I love seeing double-sided boards. I think it's smart to use the other side. I love the artwork on their boards. I think it's some of the best looking boards out there. I love them. Yeah, and these new maps look crazy. They look super cool. So yeah, that's the campaign. Does anybody have any additional questions? Any additional questions? Anything about the content here? Yeah, I have all of this. The only things I don't have are some of these smaller box ones. Like I don't have the tiger, the demon. I don't have the dragon, the crossbowman. I have Yoga of Yag. I have the witch hunters. I don't have Baal, Pator. I don't have the black ones. I don't have the Valkyrie. I don't have the scenery, 3D doors, or these 3 artist boxes. So other than that, I have everything for it. I don't have this stuff yet. These 2 things are coming in the Ragnarok pledge that I'll be receiving soon. These 2 things, but I have all this stuff, and I just backed this stuff here. So all of this stuff right here, I already have. It's a lot of stuff. I don't think so. No. But then they used for the Conquer. They used was it Fluent PM? That was for Gotham City Chronicles. They used Fluent PM, and then for the Conquer, they used a different pledge manager. Yeah, I forget what the pledge manager they used for the other thing. But I don't think those have any sort of stretch pay either. So you only get one map. Are you talking about in the core box? Yeah, I believe you only get one double-sided map. You might actually I take that back. I think you get 2. I think you get 2 double-sided maps. Yeah. And then there's just one in the stretch goals box. Yes. Where is it? Does it just lay out the core box? I'm just looking for the core box. I mean, by process of elimination, we saw that there was only 1 included in the stretch goals box, so I'm assuming there's 2. Yeah, I believe there's 2. I mean, I guess I could just check. Yeah. Oh, I got the box right in front of me. Yeah, I believe there are 2. Let's see. Yeah, there are 2. There are 2 double-sided boards. Yep. There are 2. So you get 2 in the core box. Yep. And then 1 in the stretch goals box. Yeah. So, yeah. Any other questions? Let's see. Am I buying duplicates when it comes to the small box expansions? So you already have, it sounds like you already have two of the three big box expansions. And then you have, I forget what else you said you had. The Witch Hunters. You have the Witch Hunters as well. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know what all you got. If that's all you got, then, just avoid buying those um, yeah, this time. No, but as far as the expansions go, I mean, there's the King Pledge. These are the three large box expansions. These are all small, very small things. Like, again, just one mini, maybe two, and I don't even like the Black Dragons. There's like five or so Black Dragons, something like that. There's a few in the Crossbowmen and the Wolves, but most of these, and the black ones as well. But there's most of these are just single character. They're very small boxes, um, larger than they should be. I don't know why they did it that big for just like a single mini, but and then just the Book of Set. These are both small expansions as well. Conquer is a large, very large box, the same size as this, which is bigger than these. And then the Red Nails, I'm expecting it to be this size. I think the mini count kind of lines up. One double-sided board. Yeah. I'm sorry, you've said this 100 times. So King box, new recruit plus nails will get the full solo experience. Yeah. Yep. So that's gonna get the full, and it does look like you can just get the King Pledge. You can just get the King Pledge because, again, it is the first stretch goals were to have core box scenarios playable in solo co-op mode. So that is it says 8 there. So you are going to be able to play the missions that come in there as solo or co-op. If you wanted more, yeah, Red Nails is going to get you 6 more solo scenarios. Now, again, keep in mind, guys, as long as you have the rules, you can find additional solo scenarios out in the wild on the web. So you're not limited to just what you have in these boxes. There's going to be more stuff out there. You're just going to have to do a little bit of digging. But there are plenty of, I think you can go to like the overlord.net and you can find more scenarios out there, or you can ask in their Discord. Again, I think it's the guy Ken and some of the other people in the Discord. They made some scenarios for it, but you are going to be able to find more scenarios, not just solo scenarios, other scenarios. So you're not just limited to what you get in this box. But if you wanted more, you got the Red Nails, or you could even just get a few more. If you didn't want to go full Red Nails, you could just get the Worms of the Earth, which just adds 3 more solo co-op scenarios. But I don't know if let's see, requires core box and stretch goals to be played. So there you go. So you'll just, same thing. It doesn't even say that you need Red Nails. So you could just get this too, if you wanted to. But yeah, so that is that's the deal. And this guy just looks cool. This guy looks awesome, man. Am I buying the base game again? Okay, so Matt, did you back this during a campaign? If you did, I don't know what you got, but in the original campaign, there was multiple selections that you could do. You could get the King Pledge for 135, it says here. And this came with the King Pledge core box, which is different than the retail box. Again, the King Pledge has this box right here. This box is different than this box. There's different amount of minis in there. The layout of the inside of the box is a little bit different. These boxes are different boxes. So I don't know exactly. Okay, you have the retail version. So this is what you have. So there was also the Barbarian. Did they have it here? This is the core box for the King. So they have the Barbarian Pledge, and this is the original core box. Or is the Barbarian the... All right, so I'm actually confused. This might be, I don't know if the actual Barbarian pledge, but it says plus all unlock stretch goals. So, okay, so maybe I've been calling it a standard game box. Okay, so I'm a little lost on here, but either way. So I don't know if the retail box is called, like, if this is the retail box. I'm not sure. So I'm mixing up whether if it's called Barbarian, or what. I don't know. But either way, 100%, 100%, the retail box that you buy out in stores right now is not the same as this box, this King box. It's not the same. Back away from the keyboard and tackle this problem anymore. Oh man. Beetlejuice is out again. But yeah, that is the breakdown. That is the breakdown. So again, if you have the retail box, man, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. If you have the retail box, all right, it is not the same as this. If you do want to get this, you're gonna have to purchase this here, and yes, you will have a duplicate retail box. It's not the same, but for the most part, it is. There's just a few more minis in the King pledge. Like you didn't have this guy, and shout out to Curtis again for painting these. But like this guy here, like you didn't have this guy in there. There's just a few different things. I mean, you're still getting a lot of cool stuff. Like you're still getting the snake. You're still getting this very large snake. You're still getting a lot of really cool minis. You're not getting this lion. So this little thing that sits in this box, this looks different for the other for the retail. This is just going to sit up here, but this whole thing looks different right here. You're still going to get the snake right there, but I think it's just the snake. And then again, you're not going to have all the minis that the King box has. It's going to be a little different. Yeah. Okay. I'm here to tackle the problem now. Oh boy. So yeah, that's the breakdown. I think everything looks really good in this campaign. I'm really excited. And again, I think they're really leaning into making a lot more of these scenarios, playable in solo and co-op, which is awesome to see. I think they know a lot of the people that play this game. They play it that way. I think that's awesome. And I like what they're doing with the versus mode. I think that sounds really interesting. I would love to play that one day. Army versus army. Still using the main mechanics of the Overlord, but a little bit of like the hero mode mixed in too, with the exertion limits, the rolling for shields and stuff like that. I just have to, yeah. So you have the retail, you have the regular retail. Yep. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, I think the new campaign looks good. I'm excited to see what the new scenarios bring. I love the artwork on these boxes. I think it looks fantastic. I'm excited. Well, so this versus mode, I don't know if this size is anything to go by. So I don't think there's that much in the versus box. There is another map. So with this same size, I can't see this versus box being as large as the core boxes or the stretch goals box or the conquer box. So I'm definitely going to say this is probably the size of the 3 big box expansions. So a little bit smaller. So that's cool. And, if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. I can get back to you. Email me. I know Nathan, he emailed me directly. I was able to help him out with the solo stuff. But yeah, ask away. I can try to do my best to help. The Discord channel for Monolith, there's a lot of people that have made scenarios on there. The Monolith themselves, I know from time to time they hop in and answer some questions. So if you have any questions, hop on there, ask away, And you know, just and stay away from the orange dice. That's the last thing I'll say. The orange dice are demon dice, as Steven said. Demon dice, man. But yeah, and that's the campaign. So, are there any additional questions? And we'll kind of sign off here. I think it looks really cool. I'm excited about it. Andre, the FOMO is real. I know, dude. Do not. Okay, let me just finish it off by saying there's a lot of stuff here. There's a lot. All right, and then once that PM opens, I'm sure every single person is going to say, yes, I want everything reprinted. All right, give me everything. Okay, even if you have those options available, don't feel the need to go in on all that stuff. You don't need all the stuff. Okay? There is so much stuff here. Again, if you just get the core box with the stretch goals, the King Pledge, and you wanted to grab one other additional solo thing, right? Because again, it looks like from what the stretch goal is from this campaign, all those core scenarios are going to be converted. You can play solo co-op. If you wanted more, get the red nails, get the worms of the earth, track down some additional solo scenarios, which is most of the stuff is going to need that King Pledge. So if you just got the King Pledge, one or two other things, that is going to be so much content. Don't feel the need to get everything, even though it is pretty exclusive. Chances are they're going to have some stuff on their website. Chances are they are eventually going to come back with a new campaign. This is a big seller for them. So, and it was just, not too long ago that they had the Conqueror campaign. So I can definitely see them having an additional campaign in the future. Get the stuff if you like it. Maybe you can track it down from their website, and maybe wait to a new campaign. But until then, you would still have so much stuff. Don't feel the need to get everything. Please, don't spend all your money on Conan. It's a great system. I love it. But you definitely do not need everything. Honestly, do you think I could get rid of my original collection and replace it with this? I mean, it sounds like all you would need to do, Matt, is just, if you wanted the King Pledge, just sell your retail box and then just get the King Pledge. Everything else is staying the same. Yeah. Yeah, Dan. That's hilarious. Yeah, don't feel the need. Don't feel even if you see all that stuff pop up. If you get the King Pledge, you're gonna have a dice pack that comes in the core box, and you're gonna have another dice pack that comes in the stretch goals box. So you're gonna get additional dice. All right, so you don't be adding a bunch of dice packs. Just remember that. The dashboards are pretty nice. They're not that expensive. They are going to help keep the gems organized, in case it gets bumped a little bit, so you can organize the gems, and they are pretty nice to have. If there's one super small recommendation, I would say maybe consider that. They're not that crazy. They're just like, they feel like cardboard themselves. I think they are, but they're just flaps. They just flaps over top of the hero sheet to keep the gems organized. The components are solid. They're great. I don't think there's anything else out of the 3 big box. Maybe the key tie, like I was saying, just because of the maps, the uniqueness of the maps, how they look. And then solo, there's plenty of solo scenarios on there. Red Nails is adding some. Conquer box adds some. And the Worms of the Earth adds some as well. Educate me, bro. Now that y'all pitch me on it. Oh, man. Ron, you're gonna have to rewatch it, my man. You're gonna have to rewatch the video, dude. Really cool that you emailed me back, stand-up guy. Yeah, happy to help, man. Happy to help. And if you have any follow-up questions, just let me know. Dashboard's essential. Get King Box, and if you love the game, pick up the expansions. Money allows. That's my take. Yeah, it's a good take. It's a good take. And again, I do think they took forever to get their website up. It was a long time. They kept saying it was coming really soon, and that dragged out. And then they eventually got it up. So I would imagine that anything that they print here that's left over is going to go to their website. So get the game. If you like it, chances are you might be able to find it again. Don't just go out and buy it all. You know, I would not do that. No, I don't think so. I don't think the doors are worth it. I didn't get the doors. I have the terrain, I would say, just for the chests. You know, if you paint up the chests, you just have them laying around. I think that would be pretty cool, but I don't even think, like, you could just use chests from another game if you have them. Just that's what I did. But I probably wouldn't go out of my way and purchase that. Sometimes, like, terrain like that, it looks a little silly. Like, if there's not that much 3D stuff on the board, just having like a door stand out in the middle of nowhere, I think sometimes that looks weird, especially if it's just like gray. You know, and this, you got this gorgeous board. I know the minis are gray too, you know, if you don't paint them, but it just kind of looks weird with all this gorgeous terrain, and then you just have this, you know, 3D gray door. It just kind of stands out. Yeah, like, you better paint it if you got it. Yeah, that, I agree with that. And I don't think there's anything like all this other stuff. You totally do not need these things right here. You do not need these things at all. All these. So if you see these in the like, they got this 3D scenery and the doors we were just talking about. But if you see all of these things, you definitely do not need these. You definitely do not need these. I wouldn't even worry about these crossover packs either. The book is said is just going to add additional scenarios. So, and then just these things right here. Hidden Chambers is just a very, very small box of just like a hidden chamber itself. Like, you just place this thing on the board and you can kind of like go into this other small area. The dashboards came in this as well. So I would just, if you, I don't even want to make the recommendation, but I'm trying to say there's a ton of this stuff that you just don't need. And if you're getting all this solo stuff, these Forbidden Places and Perilous Ruins tile sets are so hard to find now that I would just kind of forget this Monolith source book as well, even though it is a very good campaign so far. But most of the stuff you can just avoid. You can just avoid. So just focus on like the important stuff. King's Pledge, Red Nails if you want it, Tomb of Skelos, you know, if you want some more solo stuff. Worms of the Earth if you want solo stuff. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for the video. Unless there's any other questions. Anybody have any other questions? I hope it's been helpful at least. I do really like the game. Watch some of the playthroughs that I have. That'll give you, you know, that'll help out as well. Again, it's not going to be the exact, that is playing through the source book here. I am playing through this stuff. But it is the same solo rules that you are going to be playing. It is the same solo rules. So if you are curious about it and you want to see what it's about, check those playthroughs out. 6 playthroughs on the channel. So hopefully that'll give you some sort of idea of, you know, if you like it. And again, most of the stuff is playing through this. 5 of the 6 playthroughs are using this, but I do have one from the Tomb of Skelos. All right. So Fields of Ruin is not a thing. Fields of Glory. I don't know what Fields of Glory is, Matt. Thanks, man. Have a good night. Appreciate it. You got it, man. You got it. And again, if anybody has any questions, just let me know. Like the breakdown of what solo and whatnot, good stuff. Thank you, Ron. And again, Ron, if you have any follow-up questions, ask away in the Discord, man. I'd be happy to help you out. Seriously. All right, guys. I think we'll call it there. I hope it helped. Thank you so much for being here. Very excited. One of my favorite games. I love this game. I love the solo. And really looking forward to this. So, and again, one final time, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to help you out. And until next time, I'll see you guys on Friday. Assault on Doomrock Ultimate Edition. Be sure to check that out. That's another cool game. And I will catch you guys there. All right, guys. Peace out.